Welcome back for another episode of Fixing Tech on my kitchen table. Today I'm going to swap a case on a Game Boy Pocket. This is the one I'm going to swap. It's it's a bit knackered really, to be honest. Lots of scratches on it, paint coming off on the front and what have you. This is what I'm going to swap it to, a nice green one which I got from China. Obviously it's not an official one, there's slight differences. The Nintendo logo is slightly different there. I think that's the only thing I noticed that was different, to be honest. It's just slight variations, but to be honest it's better than this one. And to be honest, I may even just spray paint this one up, you know, sand it off and just spray it up, and then I can always swap it back. So yeah, hopefully it should be just a nice swapperoo. If you see my Game Boy Color video, I think I'm going to learn from my mistakes on that one, but yeah, if you want to watch that one, you see how not to put a case on a Game Boy Color, you can do. But we just start off by taking all the screws out. Make sure you get all the screws out. So we don't need that back case again, so we'll keep that to the side. Keep your screws safe. Same as the Game Boy Color, it looks like. Just 3 Phillips head ones here. Again, the Phillips head ones are specified by the round outside of the screw, just so you don't end up screwing the Phillips head one into a hole meant for the tri-ring when you've got the back case on. So yeah, the Phillips heads always go into the ones with the circle around the outside. Put these tabs up on the ribbon connector for the screen, and then lift out your main board. Make sure you don't break your ribbon cable. Oh, it's a bit tight, that one. There we go. So obviously keep your main board safe. Just keep it to the side. The buttons will obviously come out. Depending on what kind of case you buy, you might get new buttons anyway, so it's just a case of getting the screen out. I think what I found on the last one is if you just pivot the case a little bit, it actually breaks the bond between the screen and the case, so you can just lift up your screen. Don't use any screwdrivers or anything like that to prise out your screen, because you'll just end up cracking your screen. So just work it nicely, just keep doing it, and it should just come out. It's just breaking away there. As with the last one, handy tip, get yourself some sellotape, stick it straight on the screen. That'll just protect it from any fingerprints or anything like that. It'll also take up any dust and blemishes you've got on there when you peel it off. Try that again, because that one's a bit dirty already from my fingers. There we go. Ooh, managed to stick that to there. Keep that to one side. Get your new case. Okay. Get your double-sided tape. Just pop a wee bit all the way around there so the screen stays in place. Obviously on the sides you're going to have to cut it quite thin. you haven't got much clearance to the side wall, so it's a bit big. I'll use that one for the top because it's always going to be nice and small. Need to just get a screwdriver just to pop it out. And final bit. A little bit big. Doesn't have to be perfect, because at the end of the day, the screen is going to stick to it or not, and it's all hidden anyway, so get the tops off. It's the bit where you need nails for. Okay. Get your screen again. Make sure you pop it the right way around, so it'll be that side with the big ribbon connector, rather whatever that is there. The ribbon connector at the top. Peel off your protective sellotape. Try not to touch the screen now. Just sit that right down. Get nice and straight. Get your new buttons. Make sure you don't mix them up with your old buttons. Oh look, we get screws as well on this one. So your start and select buttons go in there. On off there. Handily your A and B buttons. Oh, actually no they don't. Have little keys on them. And you got a key on that one. Put your rubbers in. Keep your screws safe. It's up to you whether you want to reuse your screws or use your new ones. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Get your main board back in. Make sure you don't snag the ribbon cable. Make sure your on-off switch is in. Put your ribbon cable back in. Make sure tabs stay in. Phillips screws. Remembering that the Phillips screws go in the holes with the circle round. Make sure you get them in nice and tight. Unfortunately, I think my screwdriver's having it had its day. It's only a cheap one that I got, but you just have to use a different one to screw in. Yeah, the barrel's coming out of that screwdriver, so yeah, not great. I can't screw properly with that one. Okay, not quite in properly, but what we'll do is we'll put the back case on temporarily, just make sure it all works. Put the on-off button in the wrong way there. No, it was in the right one. Some issues with the on-off button there. It's obviously not quite fitting properly. Just find some AAA batteries, then we'll give it a test. Brand new batteries in there. Stick a game in there. Click the switch. And there we go. So just proving that the screen all works. Squeeze in straight. So get it all off, screw it all back together, and all done. It is a bit of a cheap case really, because got some poor cuts on the edges there. Just try to pick them off. Notice one on the front screen as well, so just up the top here, try not to mark the screen at all. Clear any dust from that. Right. So I'm going to screw this all back together and then we'll give it one final check, stick the stickers back on, and we're golden. So that's all on. Just need to stick the stickers on and the front screen and we're all good. Get a front screen. Peel the back sticker off. It's obviously got sticky stuff on it. Put it in the slot. Make sure it's stuck. Get the front protection off. That's on the back. Should have done just put that down there to protect the screen. Should have done this one first, but get your stickers. Stick it on there. Get your batteries. And you go. That's interesting. Screen's doesn't seem to be working now, so it does seem to be getting power, but perhaps the ribbon cable's just popped out just a little bit. So looks like we're going to take it apart again. Shouldn't we? Well, the ribbon cable looks secure. Perhaps it's just this little bit here where I flex the board a little bit too much by over tightening these inside screws. So let's try that. So I've untightened the screws a little bit. Make sure we get all these out. Pop the cover on again. Put the batteries in. Need the on switch, of course. Just use the screwdriver. So again, we've got now nothing on the screen there. So interesting. Let's get this board out and have a look what's going on under there. Doesn't look like there's anything foul in it there. Could just be the connectors here. Let's give that a go. Let's try with the batteries now. In fact, what I'll do is I'll pull this ribbon cable in and out. And I'll just seat it again, make sure that's all correct. No, nothing's still on the screen, so no, let's pop it off again. Oh dear, that didn't go well, did it? what I really don't want to do is just doesn't look like there's any marks on the screen there, so could be something else. I could just be really dim, and it could actually just be the contrast, thinking about it. Let's get the batteries back in and fiddle with the contrast, because I have a feeling that it may just be that. Yeah, I'm such an idiot. Use the contrast. Oh dear. So let's whack it all back together. And always fearing the worst. I think that is, thinking I'd bust the screen, ruin the ribbon cable or something like that. No, it was just the contrast. Let's get this back in. Oh dear. So yeah. Right, batteries back in, cartridge in, make sure it's working. Yeah, make sure the contrast is right. Yeah. So once again, it's been a bit of a hassle, but yeah, we changed the case on a Game Boy. So I would say it's easy as that, but to be honest, it's always a chore when you're watching fixing tech on my kitchen tables. So see you next time.